Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I am back with another excellent Easter video for you guys today. Yes, I have three egg decor pieces that I'd like to show you. They're quick and easy, and they're really cute. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be using a piece of pool noodle, and I'm going to be using some of this Spanish moss, one of these Dollar Tree little signs. I don't even know what to call it, little box signs. Some of the Dollar Tree raffia eggs, some of the carrots, some of the Dollar Tree wooden bunnies. I have one of these Dollar Tree egg signs, and I've already broken it apart, taken off the wording and the little flowers. I have some cardboard. I've already cut it out to size, and I have some of the Dollar Tree burlap. I'm showing you all the different kinds that they have. These were in my stash, and I pulled out the daisies. I want to use the daisies, but they have some beautiful colors. I'm not going to use the ribbon that I showed you. And then I have all of my flowers that I will be using. And I'm actually not going to use the Spanish moss that I showed you either. So I'm starting out with this little box, and it came two in a package. They actually slid inside of each other, so one is bigger. And it has some little faded looking butterflies on the side, really soft looking butterflies. But you guys, I had to give it two coats of paint, and I only gave it one. And when I first painted it, it looked fine. It looked like it was going to be okay. But when it dried, you could actually still see the butterflies. So please give it two coats of paint, because I did not. And you could still see them. So I painted around the edges and also down inside the box. And I also painted my letters. And I painted one of the raffia looking eggs. I don't know if that's raffia or whatever that material is, but I painted one of the eggs white. I thought I would be able to use my markers to color my flowers in yellow, but I did not like that color. So I grabbed my daffodil by, I think it is Apple Barrel. And yes, it's Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to give it a nice soft coat of yellow, just trying to match up the yellow in the burlap. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to take my cardboard. I'm just going to use that to cover the back side, actually the front side, which will now be the back side of this egg. Just easier to cover it than to try to scrape it all off, sand it down, paint it, all the things. I just don't want to do it. So I'm just going to use some cardboard to cover it up and make it nice and neat. Then I cut out my burlap in the shape of the egg, and I'm going to hot glue that to the front of the egg. I thought the hot glue might seep through, but it really didn't, because of the pattern that was painted on or stamped on. I don't know how they, put that on there. It feels like paint, but it didn't allow the glue to seep through as much as it normally would if it were all just straight burlap. Still use your finger protectors though, because you don't want to get burned in the areas where there isn't that paint material. This worked out so nice, and you guys, it is my favorite of the three that I will be showing you today. I I absolutely love this one. It gives me Easter vibes and also spring with all the flowers on it. I really like this one, and I hope you guys do too. You know what I need you to do? As always, comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite of the three. I would love to hear from you. And if you're new to my channel today, thank you so much for stopping by Dee's Cute and Crafty. I hope you like it enough to become a subscriber. And if you do, please don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, so you never miss out on another cute and crafty DIY with Dee. And if you're one of my oldies but goodies, my ride or dies, you've been with me since the beginning of my journey, thank you so much for coming back. I love you guys. So I'm just trimming off the edges, the overlap of what I don't need. This is just cute as is. Just put a bow on it and call it a day. But you know I got to do more to it. So I'm going to take some of my jute cord. This is a little bit thicker. And I think I get this cord from Walmart. It's either Walmart or Joann's. If you hear Coco, she's outside living her best life. The sun is shining. She's happy. She's running around barking at something. Anyway, so I'm just going to trim this out. I just want the edges to be nice and neat. So I just put the jute cord around the edges, and I'm going to use some of the Fix Off from Dollar Tree along with some hot glue to attach my wording back to the front of this egg. Now I'm just looking to see where I want my little yellow flowers to go. I'm putting the smaller flowers on the smaller flowers on the burlap, the bigger flowers on the bigger flowers on the burlap. Then I pulled out some of my little tiny buttons. I got some white, yellow, and green, and those are going to be the centers of the flowers. So I'm attaching those with the hot glue, and I'm trying not to actually put hot glue in the center of that flower because I don't want it to seep through the hole and make like a bubble in the center of the flower, because I want to put my button in the center, and if that hot glue pushes through, it'll leave like a lump there, and my button won't sit flat. So I'm actually making a circle around the center of the flower in the back before I place it down, and that way there's no hot glue in the center, so I can put my button there. So just adding a little dab of glue in the center and placing my button flat in the center of that flower. I really think this one is so cute. You guys really could just add a bow to the top, some flowers at the bottom, maybe a little more, and put a hanger on the back and hang this on your front door. But I made it a setter so you could set it on the table. So now that I have that done, I'm going to hot glue it to the inside of my little box. I'm going to take a tumbling tower block and hot glue that to the front of the egg just to make sure that it is secure so it doesn't fall. And now I'm going to add my pool noodle to the front of the box. And I like to cut it a little bit longer than the box so that it fits tight, so I don't have to add tons and tons of hot glue. And that way, if I want to take this apart and do something else with it, I don't have a mess of glue everywhere. I can just pull it apart without all of the mess from the glue. So you guys, I'm sorry you didn't see me add in all the flowers, but I had to turn it towards me so I could see what I was doing. I know some crafters will turn it towards the camera and they will attach all their flowers where you can see it. I'm not that good. I have to see what I'm doing. So I added all my flowers. Just put them in the way you want them. I added some carrots on one side. I added my eggs on the other side just to even everything out. And now I'm adding just the petals of the flower, just like the flower itself. I'm not adding any stem. And I use that to cover up all of the pool noodle. I decided not to use that Spanish moss. I just took the flower itself and pressed all the flowers down on top of the pool noodle. I just added glue to that. I added my little bunny in the front, and I added my bunny to the front, and this one is done and ready to be displayed. See the little carrots on the side and the bunny peeking out in the center. And then I put a little carrot over on the other side just to balance it out, as I said. And then my eggs sitting over in the corner. And just all flowers everywhere. Just put so many flowers that you can't even see that pool noodle on the bottom. So pretty. I love this and can't wait to display it in my Easter decor for my home. Moving on to DIY number 2, I have one of the Dollar Tree egg yard stakes. I have some of this velvet ribbon with frayed edges. I think I got that from Hobby Lobby, and the green ribbon that I won't be using came from Dollar Tree. Some of these paper flowers from Dollar Tree. Those pom-poms came from Hobby Lobby. I have some of the bunnies again from Dollar Tree. And I just pulled everything off of that egg, and I covered the back of it with some butcher block paper or some brown paper, craft paper, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me. And I'm just going to flip it over to what is now the front of the egg, which was the back of the egg, if that makes any sense. And I'm just going to cover it with 2 pieces of this really pretty cream colored velvet ribbon. And I'm making sure that I have my ribbon wide enough to place my bunnies on. Just going to take a little bit of hot glue. You don't want to do too much because you don't want it to show through. You don't want it to make a big lump. You don't want a lumpy line showing through your glue. So just a little bit, just enough to secure it. Try to flatten it down as much as you can. Smash it down, smooth it out. Your bunnies are going to sit on top of that, but you want them to sit flat. So I'm spacing them out, getting them where I want them, making sure they're going to look okay. Then I will hot glue my bunnies down. This one is so quick and easy, you guys. If you blink, you're going to miss it. It's going to go fast. It's very simple, but it's really pretty. Howard says it looks like St. Patrick's Day. I guess the coloring is, but I still think it's excellent for Easter. So on this part, I don't know. I guess I kind of lost my mind. I don't like that the edges were frayed and just sitting there. They looked unfinished. So I actually should have folded them under before I glued them. And now I'm looking at them going, oh man. So now I'm going to try to fix that. I should have just left it alone. I just made more work for myself. It wasn't that bad to where I felt I needed to fix it, but my OCD made me mess with it. You guys, just fold your edges under before you glue them, unless it doesn't bother you. Then you just leave them alone. So here you see me trying to make the edges pretty. Just save yourself the trouble. You guys, if you've made it this far in the video and you like what you see, don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you're enjoying my video, and they push me out a little more so others can enjoy it as well. And that helps my channel grow. And I'm always grateful when you guys help me out. I'm grateful when you just stop by and have a look around. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, see how it looks now? I should have just left well enough alone. Just a waste of ribbon. Just ignore this part, you guys. Don't do it. Anyway, get your bunnies on the front, and then I'm going to match up the bunny tails with the flowers, sort of. I'm going to use the blue little cotton balls because I don't really have a green that I feel matches. There is a neon green in there, but I didn't want that one. I felt like the blue works a little bit better. You use whatever bunny tails you like. Just going to hot glue those down. And placing the flowers you would think would be long and tedious, but I tell you what, it goes quick because the flowers all have a little itty bitty pearl in the middle. And if you pick them up by the pearl and place them down, it's just like really quick. Pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. It was very relaxing to me to do this part. So now I'm just kind of putting them down, just looking at it to see how I like it. Do I want to do all one color? Do I want to mix the colors up? I decided to mix them up. Instead of trying to do a row of light blue and then a row of green, I'm just going green, blue, green, blue. And I just lay down a little bit of hot glue. And before it has time to set up, I pick those flowers up by the little pearl in the center and just place them down. I push them snugly together so that you don't see any of the brown egg. And I just go across like that. And I actually end up going on top. I actually ended up doing another layer on top. If I thought I saw some brown peeking through, I just added another flower on top of that. And it filled it in. It came out so cute. I love this one for the simplicity of it, for the pop of color, just for the flowers itself. It gives Easter and spring all together, and it's so cute to me. I added a tumbling tower block, or you could make it a leaner, whatever you want to do. Moving on to DIY number 3 and the last one of the video, I have this cute fabric from Hobby Lobby with the peeps on it. I used some old MDF board from a fall sign to cut out a large peep bunny of my own. I have some of the leftover garland with the eggs and the bunny, and that came from Dollar Tree. Ribbon of choice. I have my apple barrel and blue cotton and lilac, and some Mod Podge, some tumbling tower blocks, and again, some of those little pom-poms from Hobby Lobby. This one is quick and easy as well, but really cute. It doesn't feature the eggs as much as my other two, but there are eggs in this one. So I'm just going to be using 2 of the eggs from the egg and bunny garland, which I've gotten a lot of use out of in the last couple of videos, I have to say. And I'm just going to use a little bit of Dollar Tree spackle to fill in those holes. It still stood up kind of bumpy, but that was because that's how the holes were before I filled them in. They just kind of stood up. You can't really sand them down. It just, I don't know, it's just how it was. So we just work with what we have. Now, if you guys don't want to paint these, if you like the polka dots on the back, just use it as is. I didn't want to use it the way it was because I had something else in mind. So, you know me, it's crafting. I had to craft it and make it different. But by all means, do what you like. So I just freehanded my little bunny on an old Dollar Tree sign from the fall season, as you can see. And I cut it out using my wire cutters. I have videos where I show you how I use my wire cutters to cut things out because I don't have any fancy tools. I am the fancy tool. I craft very simply. I don't have a lot of bells and whistles. I craft what I can from what I have. So anything I make, I'm pretty sure you guys can make it too. So I have this beautiful Peeps fabric, like I said, from Hobby Lobby, and I just traced out my Peeps bunny onto that. I covered the back of that sign with some brown craft paper just to make it nice and neat. And I'm going to Mod Podge my fabric onto my board. I like to cut down my sponge or foam brushes. I don't know why. I think I don't know. I like them better when they're smaller. So I'm going to use a lot of Mod Podge. And I used a blue marker when I traced out my bunny to get it cut out. And you can still see it on the fabric. That's okay. Some of that will be cut away because it overlapped the bunny. And what's not cut away, I'm going to make this bunny rustic. So I'm going to be using some white paint and things like that. And so I'll cover it up. You'll see. So one of my eggs is in the cotton, the blue cotton, and the other one is in the lilac. And I'm just writing, "Hello, peeps." And it's just a print. Nothing fancy. I write in pencil first, then I go back and I do it in marker. And this doesn't have to be like fancy at all because we're going to make it look old and weathered. We're going to scratch it up and paint over it. And so if you have any mistakes, you can hide them. Just erasing my pencil marking. That's what we're starting with. I'm trimming off my fabric that I don't need. Of course, I got glue on the back of my bunny, but that's okay. So see, I went in with my Sharpie, or not my Sharpie, I'm sorry, with my Gator sander, and I scraped off some of that paint. I sanded off some of the paint around the edges to make it look old, like you guys have seen me do so many times before. And then I just dry brushed it, a little heavy in some spots, lighter in others. If you find you get too much paint in one spot, just go back over it with your sander and lighten it up. So that's how I made the two little eggs look weathered and old. And I did a little dry brushing on the bunny, heavy in some spots, lighter in others. And then I'm just going to put my little yellow bow around the bunny's neck. I'll attach one egg on each side of the bunny. I will add a tumbling tower block so this one stands on its own. Put a little cottontail on the bottom of it. And he's ready. He's all done. Just going to dovetail the ends of my ribbon. Give him a fluffy yellow cotton tail. Deciding whether I want the eggs to sit on top of the bunny or underneath the bunny. And I know on top you can see the wording much better, but I like them underneath. You guys do how you want. On top it kind of looks like his little feet, but I opted to put them underneath. You guys, again, make it how you want. I like to do a pencil line because that shows me where to put my glue. This little guy is just about done. And here he is, all done and ready to be displayed. I love him too. I just think all three pieces were quick, easy, and simple to do. And they just add a pop of color to your Easter decor. They're easy to make, especially this one with your grandchildren. I love crafting with my granddaughter whenever I can. So here is the final reveal of all three pieces I have made for you guys today. It was so much fun being here with you guys making these three excellent DIYs for you. I had a blast. Again, this one is my favorite. Don't forget to let me know which one is your favorite. I hope you are having fun crafting for Easter. I have been crafting for Easter for quite a while now. I started early, but you got to start early to get everything done that you want to get done, to find all of the things that you want to craft with. I still have not found those really thick, chunky bunnies or the carrots that everybody is finding at Dollar Tree. I have so many Dollar Trees around me, Dollar Tree Pluses. I have not found them yet. I probably won't find them this year, but that's okay. I have more than enough in my stash to craft with. You guys, so nice of you to join me. Thank you so much for being here. Until I see you in my next video, be blessed, be safe, craft something beautiful today. Bye.